Hello, you are watching News Mongolian MNB World. I'm Jugdur Gambold. And for our top stories. The Mongolian national broadcaster collaborates with cultural influencers as part of a government-led initiative aimed at supporting herders impacted by the drought. Mongolian Cultural Showcase embarks on a European tour starting in Stockholm. The Ulaanbaatar Marathon 2024 is scheduled to take place on May 25. For other news, stay with us. In response to Mongolia's urgent call for aid during the drought crisis, the Mongolian national broadcaster has partnered with key cultural figures. Their joint campaign aims to provide vital assistance to herders struggling with harsh winter conditions. The initiative involves raising awareness, collecting donations, and distributing essential supplies across affected communities.
This groundbreaking on-air event serves as both a platform to highlight Mongolia's rich talent and a call to action for viewers to support herders affected by this drought crisis. Through featuring renowned artists across genres, MNB aims to engage and entertain the audience while encouraging them to contribute to humanitarian aid efforts. More than 200 artists are set to participate in a 10-hour live program as part of this campaign. And this groundwork for the 10 hours live broadcast is currently in progress.
The Mongolian government has issued a call for assistance to support the herders, prompting the initiation of this campaign. In total, over 200 artists will be participating, alongside approximately 600 crew members working behind the scenes. We extend invitations to companies, individuals and organizations interested in contributing to this cause through donations. All collected funds will be directed to the National Emergency Management Agency and the Mongolian Red Cross Society. Artist representatives will oversee and collaborate on the distribution of these donations. Collaborating with Hambank, we have established a donation account. Following the concert, we will inform the public and engage with them on how the donated funds will be utilized. This campaign will continue until the end of July. I would like to call on the people of Mongolia to join hands and support our initiative of helping herders. This harsh winter has brought a devastating drought impacting the lives of our herders. Let's join hands and support them through this challenging time. Together, we can overcome this hardship. Let's demonstrate our unity and compassion by supporting our herders in desperate need.
The drought, a natural disaster characterized by a harsh winter succeeding a summer drought, has profoundly affected herding communities throughout Mongolia, necessitating immediate relief actions. In partnership with esteemed cultural icons, Mongolia National Broadcaster seeks to enhance the effectiveness of its campaign, closely aligning with the government's broader initiative to aid those impacted by the drought. All donations raised through this campaign and concert will be entirely allocated to herders affected by the drought disaster.
One Day of Mongolia 2 Cultural Days concert kicked off in Stockholm, Sweden, marking the beginning of a journey to promote Mongolian culture with a troupe of 40 artists. This concert aims to share and celebrate Mongolia's rich heritage and traditions, especially reaching out to Mongolians residing abroad, including children and young adults, thereby fostering an appreciation for traditional art and customs.
Led by producer and choreographer Basan, featuring renowned pianist Chimbat, the concert is organized by the Mongolian Cultural Center in the Kingdom of Belgium. The tour spans 12 European cities, showcasing the talents of its director Anar, pianist and singer Chimbat, folk singers Altan Jargal and Borma, the Emotion Group, and many others.
The One Day of Mongolia Cultural Days concert in Europe was initiated 2 years ago, and it was organized with the support of the Mongolian Cultural Center in the Kingdom of Belgium. In 2017, the Mongolian Cultural Center in America also helped us organize a similar event in the USA. This year's concert is unique in its innovative staging and production. This event not only gathers fellow Mongolians but also carries an important role in promoting Mongolian culture and music abroad. So we would like to extend our gratitude to the organizers. Even though the Scandinavian country greeted us with rain and chilly weather, the first two concerts in Stockholm were successful, and fellow Mongolians in Sweden greeted us with a warm welcome.
The warmth of the reception in Sweden set the tone for the upcoming performances. The event began with various activities including the sale and presentation of Mongolian national brand products, a delightful dairy tasting session, a chance for free interactions and interviews, and memorable photo session. A unique highlight was the active participation of children during the performance, singing and dancing alongside the artists, earning the admiration of the project team.
Now please take a look at current affairs of Mongolia.
The Ulaanbaatar Marathon 2024 is scheduled to take place on Saturday, May 25th of 2024, starting from Zapata Square in Ulaanbaatar city. This international competition, organized by the Governor's Office of the capital city of Mongolia since 2014, focuses on the development of running sports in Mongolia, encouraging participation and promoting the well-being of the youth. Last year's marathon saw participation by over 20,000 individuals representing 30 countries, including professional runners from Mongolia, Japan, France, and Kenya, to name just a few. The event has gained popularity, becoming an annual fixture that attracts an increasing number of participants. Organizers are anticipating the possibility of a rise in the number of international professional athletes joining this year's marathon. Alongside the marathon, various activities will be available, such as art performances, services promoting a healthy lifestyle, recreational activities, and mobile food options throughout the day. Additionally, the marathon route will feature circus performances for children, contortion displays, bodybuilding shows, public dances, and exercises. The Ulaanbaatar Marathon 2024 offers a mix of sporting enthusiasm and community engagement for participants and spectators alike.
Now please have currency exchange rates provided by the Mongol Bank. Now please take a look at foreign news partnered with international news agencies. The Association of Rape Crisis Centers in Israel says it has found evidence of systematic and intentional rape and sexual abuse during the Hamas attack on October 7 that ignited the war in Gaza. The report released on Wednesday said the attacks were more widespread than earlier thought, taking place in a series of locations across southern Israel.
Orit Solitsino, the executive director of the association, said that in many cases the bodies of male and female victims, including intimate parts, were severely mutilated. The report published on Wednesday didn't specify the number of cases it had documented or identify any victims, even anonymously.
The findings are that the Hamas terrorists did systematic work. The horrific atrocities did not happen in one place. It happened all over, in the kibbutzim, in the army bases, in the party. It happened to many people. Dozens of women were victimized, abused, found half naked, without underpants, with some of their limbs cut off, with some of their genitals mutilated, their face mutilated, that you could not even recognize who they were.
The report's authors said they based their research on confidential and public interviews with officials and first responders, as well as media reports. Sulatsino said they also relied on confidential sources but declined to say whether.
It's not a quantitative research, it's actually understanding the practices of the Hamas. And when you look at it and when you understand it, you can't believe it. I don't think in the recent history and even in past history, things happened in a few hours in such a sadistic, brutal way.
An Associated Press investigation also found that sexual assault was part of an atrocity field rampage by Palestinian militant group Hamas and others who killed about 1,200 people, most of them civilians, and took around 250 hostages on October 7th. Hamas has rejected allegations that its gunmen committed sexual assault. According to the Israeli report, which was submitted to the United Nations and UN investigators carrying out a similar investigation, the sexual and gender-based violence occurred in four main places: a music festival where over 360 people were killed, communities near the Gaza border, Israeli military bases that were overrun by Hamas, and places where hostages were held in Gaza. Over 100 hostages were released during a week-long ceasefire. Some of the hostages have described being groped or mistreated by their captors. Sulatsino says the purpose of the report was to document how the sexual violence was similar across multiple sites, indicating it was organized and directed by Hamas. The association represents multiple rape crisis centers across Israel.
Polish Prime Minister Donald Tusk said Thursday that the border crossings with Ukraine are being added to a list of critical infrastructure to ensure that all military and humanitarian aid can reach Ukraine without any delays.
Tusk spoke following protests by angry Polish farmers that have included border blockades and the spilling of Ukrainian grain from freight trains at the Polish border crossing. Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky said Wednesday that the blockade was hampering the transport of military supplies to Ukrainian forces on the front line. Poland is one of the main staging posts for Western military and humanitarian aid to Ukraine. Poland has donated many of its own weapons, but transports from other NATO countries often pass through the large Central European nation. Tusk disputed that any military equipment intended for Ukraine was being held up. However, he said that border crossings and sections of roads and railway tracks will now be added to a list of critical infrastructure to ensure that military and humanitarian aid will reach the Ukrainian side without any delays. Polish farmers, like farmers across Europe, have been in revolt against Ukrainian food that has been entering the European Union market. They say the cheaper produce is driving down prices. They have also protested European Union climate policies, which they say will increase their costs and hurt their bottom line. Following protests in Poland this week, Zelensky publicly appealed to Tusk for a meeting of the two governments at their joint border ahead of the second anniversary Saturday of Russia's invasion of Ukraine. Tusk, however, said Thursday the two governments should wait until a previously scheduled March 28 meeting in Warsaw, arguing that Poland's solidarity for Ukraine is strong and there is no need for a symbolic gesture. But he also stressed that he was working to address the legitimate concerns of Polish farmers and to help Brussels and Kyiv understand their point of view. Poland's foreign minister on Wednesday said it was concerned by anti-Ukrainian slogans and banners praising Russian atrocities at recent farmers' blockades.
South Korean doctors held a rally outside the South Korean presidential office in Seoul on Thursday, continuing their protests against the government's medical school quota hike plan and its warning of legal action against doctors.
President of the Seoul Medical Association, Park Myung-ha, said the protesting doctors won't be deterred by the government's warning of legal actions in their fight to establish right medical policies for the South Korean people. On Wednesday, the South Korean government warned thousands of striking doctors to return to work immediately or face legal action. after their collective walkouts caused cancellations of surgeries and disrupted other hospital operations. About 7,800 medical interns and residents in South Korea have walked off their jobs this week to protest the government's push to recruit more medical students. Officials say they want to increase the nationwide medical school admissions cap by 2,000 from next year to brace for South Korea's rapidly aging population. But doctors' groups have refuted the plan, saying universities aren't ready to offer quality education to that many students. They argue the government's push to have more doctors would lead to increased public medical expenses because physicians locked in competition could perform unnecessary treatments. Junior doctors typically support senior doctors during surgeries and deal with inpatients. Their joint walkouts have burdened hospital operations. The health ministry said Wednesday that the authorities have received 58 public complaints over the walkouts, mostly regarding indefinite delays of surgeries and cancellations of other medical treatments.
Now please take a look at weather forecast for the world's major cities. Well, that's all for today. Thank you for staying tuned. We'll see you next time with more news and updates. Have a good day.